Hello, welcome to D-SETI. We are discussing alien abduction and how it is dreamlike in nature. I know that many of you who are interested in alien abduction are highly identified with the possibility of being a victim of intergalactic kidnappers and things like that. And that it may be actually offensive to you to understand it is dreamlike. And I'm not being flippant about this, but it is really important to note that your experience could be real and a dream, or dreamlike at the same time. And this is not to say your experience is less than real when I say it is dreamlike. I am just observing the facts and phenomenology of these experiences in saying that they're dreamlike in nature, without the typical implication that being dreamlike is unreal. And that's one of the foundational premises here at D-SETI, is that experiences can be both dreams and real at the same time. So alien abduction is still a taboo topic, and no one seems to understand it. And it is very, very important that to note that not all ET contact experiences are abduction. I would say probably 5 to 10% of reported experiences are actually abduction, something like that. This comes from the FREE survey, the Foundation for Research into Extraordinary and Extraterrestrial Experiences. They did a survey of like 4,000 experiencers, and this is sort of what they found. So check that out for more information. Alien abduction is characterized by the experience of being taken against your will, generally to another location where technical or medical procedures are performed. Our notions of alien abductions are defined by the hypnotic regressions of about 250 abductees performed by around 10 hypnotists. And I say this because our notion of abduction has really been defined by popular culture in the 20th century as expressed through the Betty and Barney Hill case, through Whitley Strieber's Communion, through the book Missing Time, and so on and so forth. And it is important to note that we have stories of abduction throughout folklore, literature, and things like that. And Jacques Vallée has done a really wonderful job in cataloging all of the sort of fairy lore and other folklore that it might be associated with abduction. The abductee, or the person, the experiencer, is the only person who can say what their experience means. And so D-SETI invites consideration that dreams and dreamlike experiences of abduction can both be real and non-physical, and sometimes very, very physical. So there is a spectrum of possibilities here that is often reduced to only one type of experience. When we say alien abduction, you are identified as a victim. You are identifying these experiences as exclusively sort of extraterrestrial. You are identifying them as physical. You are implying that dreamlike experiences or non-physical experiences are unreal, that sort of thing. So we need to parse this out, because this one experience, right, may actually be impacted by how you're thinking about it. So the things that make me say this are that abduction is typically happens during sleep and dream time, not necessarily in dream itself as we typically understand it, but it happens around that time. It leads some researchers to say this is just a sleep paralysis experience or an out-of-body experience. And they happen oftentimes from the bedroom where someone's sleeping, right? So it is very important to remember that things can be both dreamlike and real at the same time. It's also important to note that abductions do happen in daytime, that they're consciously remembered, that they don't involve sleep. But also, it's important to know that dreams and other sort of non-physically yet real experiences can happen in the daytime too. High strangeness is bizarre like dreams. So UFO and ET contact experiences are highly strange. This is a technical term that is used to describe all sorts of events that happen around a UFO sighting. These events might be duplication or disappearance of objects, teleportation, telepathy, spirit visitation, expansion or compression of time, and miraculous healings. lo and behold, this is the same exact language that dream scientists use to describe the bizarreness associated with rapid eye movement dreams. So dream scientists are using the same language as UFO researchers to describe the strange qualities of their experience. And generally, when things are the same, they're coincident and congruent, involving similar phenomena, we can say, hey, lo and behold, these are very, very similar. And I don't see any other congruence between UFO ET contact and any other experience except for dreams in the same way. There's not a one-to-one correspondence in the language used by the researchers in describing the phenomenology of experience. And there's not a generally one-to-one correspondence. It's like sleep and dream time, right? Like the majority of these things happen in those times. So it's a really strong correspondence, and I know that there is resistance to seeing that ET contact is dreamlike because there is the unconscious bias that dreams are unreal and therefore the ET contact experience is unreal, but that's not what we're saying here. Abductees really do think of their abductions like dreams. So most of the dozen or so hypnotists that have published on abduction phenomena report that their clients think of their experiences as dreams before, during, and after hypnotic sessions. That there is a tendency to revert or regress from the understanding that these abductions really happen to thinking of them like a dream. Most hypnotists hear these stories of dreamlike experiences and go, something really happened. They tune into that intuition that something real happened. And then they go, therefore it's not a dream, it's something real. They make that conclusion and make that jump. Events can be both dreamlike and real at the same time. So what I see happen in the literature actually in the 20th century that defined our notions of alien abduction is all these abductees, they go, I had this dreamlike experience that was very real. They talk to a hypnotist that says, yes, it's definitely real, but it is not a dream because it's real. Because there's marks on the body or evidence outside or multiple people saw the UFO, it cannot be a dream because it's real. But actually, lo and behold, things can be dreams and real, and that's how 90% of Earth's cultures actually understand dreaming, is that it is in some way real, although it requires interpretation and discernment. Anyways, D-SETI is all about putting forward these notions that dreams can be real and dreams, ET contact can be dreamlike and real at the same time, and that we can use our understanding of dreams and our practices of dreams to help mediate and understand our experience of ET and NHI contact. D-SETI stands for either the Dream Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence or the Dream Studies of Extraterrestrial Intelligence, depending on your perspective. ET-NHI contact is dreamlike in nature, and therefore D-SETI honors the reality of dreams by respecting you, the dreamer, as a final authority regarding the significance of the dream, including ontological. So you have an abduction experience, you go, this is dreamlike and real. I go, wonderful. It doesn't have to be either or. You let me know what you think. And I actually want to respect your experience as a multidimensional source of meaning, which means if you want to interpret it as unreal in 2 years' time, that's absolutely fine, because we can interpret dreams over and over again throughout our lives and gain more and more meaning that is not contradictory and that builds on this development within the self. D-SETI offers dreamwork sessions and educations through the work of me, Daniel Rekshan. I hold a master's degree in East-West psychology, a certificate of hypnotherapy and depth hypnosis, a Beyond Quantum Healing certification, and I'm a PhD student in the Integral Noetic Science program at CIHS. It is really important to note that both ET contact and dream work are triggering, taboo, and projection prone, so please be mindful as you explore these subjects. You can get in touch with me, you can schedule sessions, you can take e-courses at dseti.org.